Good morning, John Neal here. Today's project is a sign writing project, so stay tuned. But first, let's have a look at the garden. It's Monday, by the way, 28th of June 2021, and it's cold. It's in England. It's supposed to be summer. The garden going great, as you can see. Let's have a little trip. See, all the flowers are looking nice, the poppies and all the rest of it. That, by the way, is a magpie. I do believe it's got a nest up there. Anyway, I've got a sign here for the garden, and it says please go on the grass, but the back's dropped off it because it stands up like that, but that's come off, and it looks like the birds have visited it a couple of times and left their mark. So I'm going to do another one of these and put it down here. It's the only sign I've got, because usually of course you get please don't go on the grass. So this one's going to say please go on the grass. For a moment, it's an amusing little aside for anybody that comes into the garden. That's all. Why not? Here I am in the Fablewood workshop. Don't need the apron on just yet. This is the piece of wood I'm going to make into the sign, which is going to say please go on the grass. See, witty, isn't it? Actually, it's a piece of, I've got lots of pieces of hardwood, and it's a rather nice piece. I could use it for something else, but no, I'm going to go for this. Very nice. I'm going to paint it black with my masonry paint and a roller. The roller seems a bit excessive for such a small piece. I could just use a brush, but the roller gets a very smooth surface on it, and I need to do it twice. I've got the back piece which is going to hold it to stop it falling over, but it's gluing together, so I'm going to put that on last, and I'll screw that into the back here so no screws appear on the front, which is what I had before, which is probably, thinking about it, not the best idea. So I'm going to paint this and leave it to dry. Probably have a cup of tea. Just dip it in and go for it. go. Smooth black masonry paint. Masonry means to go on stone outdoors, so it's got to be good for outdoors. It's water based, so it's not difficult to wash up afterwards. And the roller is very good for doing edges, by the way, better than a brush. So when you do, look at that, on go. Just hold it up so I don't get bits on the other side. Tidy that up. Cup of tea. Well, here it is, nice and black. However, it's a little bit, feels a little bit rough. So I'm just going to rub it down. The first coat's got into the grain quite well. So just rub it down and give it another coat. Here we go. And that will fill the grain, make it a smoother surface. I've just left the roller wet, by the way, just hung it up. It's fine, it'll keep going. And to keep the wet out of it, I'll definitely do the edges again. And to help the drying process, I can get the hairdryer out and just give it a quick blast of warm air. I'm starting to get bits of black paint on my fingers, so it's time for the magic apron. Whenever I was sign writing full time, I always had the hairdryer with me. Just make sure there's not too much dust around. This is the piece I've made for the back to hold it up. It's at a slight angle, so that piece will just sit against there, and I'll put a couple of screws in from there and glue it on as well. So that is going to be pretty solid. Steve Jobs, come here. Steve Jobs apparently insisted that all the fittings and the wires and the interior of the devices that he made, the computers and so on, all had to look good, even though you couldn't see inside them. And the people putting together saying, well, what's the point? Nobody can see it. But he insisted, even if you couldn't see it, it still had to be perfect. So I'm taking a slight leaf out of his book, and this back piece is going to be rather nice. But there again, I'm not Steve Jobs, and this isn't Apple. So we'll do our best. Right, let's leave that to dry. In fact, it's time for lunch now. Roll mop herring from Orkney. We have a fish delivery, and I've got a little pot of roll mop herring, which is delicious. I've had one already. I'm going to go and have another one. See you in a bit. Well, you've never heard of roll mop? I hadn't until not so long ago. The reason it's called roll mop is lost on me. No idea. But this is from the Orkney Islands, north of Scotland, and I can tell you now. Oh, I can't tip it up. Let me show you over here. This is sort of vinegary sort of stuff. This is the roll mop, and it's skewered with a stick. Take that out, and it's got onion in it, set in vinegar, and it's sweet and delicious, believe me. Complemented with homemade bread done in the bread maker, which is also very, very nice. And I'm going to need 2 slices of this. So we go through here, and of late, because it's summer as well, we've been accessing our butter like that, and it's very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Yes, I've changed knives. That wasn't quite cutting right through. For your interest only, the coffee is ready ground. I can't find which country it's from, but it's very nice. Into the cafetiere. Very good cafetiere. This is a metal one, stainless steel. And give that a couple of minutes. Then simply a matter of plunging for a delicious cup of coffee. I am going to do it exactly, it's almost the same size up. The same as that. Please go on the grass. No reason to change it. To be honest, make sure this pen is well shaken up. Please is going to cut through into the border. Marked it all out with a pen, so here, and a ruler. Just know where it's going to go. I'll make sure it's dead on in a while. And yeah, so this is going to be nice and loose. The composition is this, nice and easy. Please, got a bit of personality about it, and then instruction, go on the grass. And using this pen, Zig Postman pen, this one. I have some others by Posca as well, but this is 50 millimeters across. That's all it is. And just got to make sure that it's well primed. I've shaken it quite a lot. By the way, when you are shaking, best to put the top on. I have been known to just flick ink everywhere if you're not careful. After that, just go for it. Here we go. Right, let's see if we can make sure you can see. If you can hear an odd noise out there, it's a man 2 doors down cutting the hedge. So apologies for that, but let's carry on. Right. I rather like that A shape there. There could be a bit more ink coming into it. I might have to go over that again actually. Go on there. Go on there. When I'm doing this, I'm generally end up with not enough space. I'm going to keep this side. This is going to be in capitals. Go on. Nice and straight, nice and straightforward. At this point you can stretch these out, so I've got that distance there which I want to put the same over here, so at this point you can start to manipulate that piece. Right, grass. Now the G is going to be okay. And the R and the A. I'm going to make that R go down to cut into the border. Right, S. There's 2 of them, so they've got to be done quite quickly and easily, so that they're both exactly the same. Make them a bit more solid. I think as long as they're the same, you're going to win. Right, I'm wanting to go over this, so I'm going to grab myself a ruler, just lift myself off there and go over this piece again, because it's not quite as solid as I want. I think we can take that down a little bit. Now, one way of making sure that these borders are the same is to get a piece of something, and this wood is perfect, and then we'll know they're exactly right. This just happens to be an odd piece of wood I've got, so let's just see. That looks quite nice. Thinking, just to make it slightly different, why not put a little bit of green grass around the word grass. Let's see what we can do. Right, let's just grab a green and a green. Two colours. Yeah. Bad. Two greens, light one, a dark one first, and then just add a little bit more here. And that, I think, is it. Oh, see that there? You don't want that. Grab a black and just knock that bit out there. Just to finish this off, let's stick a bit of glue on here. I'm just going to put one screw on it, to be honest. That'll do. So, pop that on there. And I'm just going to put just one screw in there. That will do me. Let's just make sure it's square. Yeah, here we go. That's good and solid, and the glue will hold it, of course. If you don't know the difference between an impact driver and a screwdriver, check it out, because these are much, much better for screwing in screws than a regular drill. And there it is, standing upright nicely, ready to go. What may have it, please go on the grass. Slightly amusing, I hope, and fit for a while yet. Just to recap, we've used a piece of oak, almost half an inch thick, 2 centimeters. You can, of course, use MDF. This is MDF, and this is what happens to it when you get water in it. It starts to split, and that's, I mean, the edge of that has just ballooned out. It's done quite well. I mean, this was about, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, so it's been there quite a while. I think this will last a little bit longer. Black smooth masonry paint, put it on with a roller, even though it's only a small piece, but the roller is very good for the edges and it gets a good surface. Dry it off, hopefully maybe with a hairdryer, that does it very quickly, or any other heater that you may have. Put a second coat on to fill the grain, then you can go on the top here, mark it out with a pencil crayon, and then you can I like to put a border around and have the cut through. It looks just a little bit interesting. And notice the composition that balances that out. That's sort of the top bit is, you know, more conversational. This is more instructional. So the feel of please, please is what you say. Then go on the grass. It's a bit more formal. And the little bit of green at the bottom, which just seems helps out. I was thinking to put some yellow and red dots on to make them flowers, but it's grass. It's not a flower bed or anything. And then on the back we've got it's a model taken from the old one, so it will sit it at a slight angle, sitting back, so it doesn't fall over. To finish it off, before I clean the roller, I'm going to put some more paint on the back here to seal everything in. A bit of glue, wood glue, and one screw just to hold it in place while it dries. That's it, job done. Thank you for watching. Hey, sign writing. It's what the channel was all about originally. If anybody's watching this thinking it says John Neal Chalkboard Artist, well, I was a chalkboard artist for 15 years. And I retired, well, gosh, I'm 70 this year. I know, I look 80. No, I'm 70 this year, and I retired, finished sign writing the year that I was 65, so 5 years ago. And the channel has taken on lots of different directions because I do lots of different things, and so there's a bit of sign writing for you, and maybe we'll get a few more views. I'll say this before I go, I don't mind having a limited number of people watching. I've said this before, got a little gang, and if I get this wrong, please forgive me. But there's Jim, hi Jim, in North Carolina. Hello Sisyphus in Las Vegas. There's Paul Wake in Australia, who used to be a Coventry. He went to the same school as me. There's another gentleman, I'll get it right now, called Johan, J-O-A-N, but it's not Joan, it's a man's name. And one or two other people have been regular contributors to comments below. But that's it, just a half a dozen. I don't mind that. If it was wildly successful and went viral and I had hundreds of comments, I wouldn't be able to get back to these people. So thank you for those who have been watching, and you know, by doing a little bit about the garden and giving you the secrets of what I had for lunch. Why not? Why not? Okay, I've got nothing else to do. Time's plentiful at the moment, so let's enjoy it. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll meet again in the next video. That's the way I'm going to put it. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, I'm going to do that hand into the lens trick that they all seem to do. Okay, video's over.